Thank you, Devin. And this morning we have a special treat. Carrie Bladorn of the Pioneer Park Historical Complex is here this morning. Thanks for joining us, Carrie.
Wonderful to wake up early with you fine folks this morning. Yep. I got to mention, there's a historic day today.
Oh.
I heard that Taylor Swift, her Eras Tour is on free on Disney Plus today.
Yes, it's going to be coming out tonight. So yes, I'm so glad that you know that.
History in the making. I figured Jackie would like that.
Yes, I appreciate it because, you know, it's not like I went twice and then also watched it on Prime, and it's not like I'm going to watch it on Disney Plus.
Did you not go to the theater and watch it too?
I did not go to the theater and watch it.
You had some self-control there.
We can have a watch party, I think.
I think we should. But, you know, for now, we're talking about something that's almost as exciting as the Taylor Swift movie. Some history in Rhinelander and how people can get involved in it.
Yeah, you know, summer is coming up fast in these Northwoods, and Pioneer Park Historical Complex will be opening up for this season. We're having kind of a soft opening for Hodag Heritage Festival on May 18th. We have our annual cleanup day on May 11th, where people come down with rakes and we dust the whole museum and get it opened up and aired out for the summer. And then Memorial Day weekend rolls around and all the visitors come up to the Northwoods, all the locals get out to explore, and we're going to open up the museum for the summer, and we are looking for volunteers and paid staff this year.
That is going to be exciting. The Hodag Heritage Festival, always a pleasant time over there. And that's on the May 18th, isn't it?
Yeah, and Pioneer Park Historical Complex is one of the sponsors and organizers of the Hodag Heritage Festival. You know, Hodag's history kind of go hand in hand here in the Northwoods of Wisconsin, and Pioneer Park Historical Complex plays a big role in that.
Those are like the two things constantly rotating through your brain, Carrie.
That's right, yeah.
Hodags and history. And occasionally, like, your kiddo, but
yeah, even more than Hodags, Pioneer Park Historical Complex it's got a lot of Rhinelander history, but it's a regional museum, and it has 7 museums at it, actually, different buildings, 4 of which are staffed. A one-room schoolhouse museum, a Civilian Conservation Corps museum, the State of Wisconsin Civilian Conservation Corps museum, wore my CCC shirt this morning.
A very appropriate shirt this morning.
We have a wonderful logging museum, the oldest logging museum in the country here in Rhinelander, and a wonderful railroad museum. And all 4 of those buildings are staffed by what I like to call stationary tour guides or docents, you know, folks that monitor those collections, greet people into their building, visit with people from all over the country. Last year we had people from 37 different states and 17 different countries visit our museum in Rhinelander, and so we're looking for volunteers and paid staff to work in those buildings over the summertime.
Well, people love to see and understand the areas that they're visiting, and the Pioneer Park Historical Complex does a great job of really placing people within the region. And part of that is, you know, if you're volunteering there or you're getting one of the positions there, you could be, you know, privy to some of this really old history. Some of it, which you have right in front of us. Now, walk us through. This stuff over here is incredibly old. This is more of what we think of as modern history-ish.
Yeah, typically when I talk about history at the museum over the summertime, I talk about history in terms of 100 or 200 years old. And some of these items here are said to be thousands of years old. We have copper culture artifacts.
Yeah.
And we have some fur trade artifacts. And this is one of the displays that was donated by a gentleman named Bill Reardon, a Northwoods resident that collects all this stuff within the Northwoods. So all of these items, some thousands of years old, were collected right here in the Rhinelander and northern Wisconsin area.
Yeah, that is incredibly neat to see the thousands of years old artifacts just kind of tucked away in the shelves of the Pioneer Park Historical Complex.
Yeah, and you know, if you're out walking in these Northwoods, you never know what you can find along the waterways, and it's really cool.
There's history everywhere you look.
That's right.
So if people wanted to get involved and sign up, learn a little bit more, or talk to, you know, you or whoever else is involved, who would they call and who would they get in contact with?
It's super easy. You just get on the old internet and Google Pioneer Park Historical Complex, although that kind of falls off my tongue pretty easy these days. It's a trick for some people to say that tongue twister, Pioneer Park Historical Complex. But if you just Google Pioneer Park or Rhinelander Pioneer Park, you can find our website, Rhinelander PPHC, as in Pioneer Park Historical Complex.com, and all the information is right there on the front page. You can give us a call at 715-369-5004 and leave us a message, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I'm just kind of getting around to checking some of those voicemails after a relatively mild winter. But you know, spring's rolling around, summer will be here, and we're going to get some wonderful folks in at the museum this year.
Oh, a very exciting time. I'm excited, to see who decides to show up and, learn a little bit more about history and want to help those folks visiting as well. It's going to be a fun time.
I always talk about a few of our perks, like comfortable seating in the museum buildings. I get to talk to all kinds of visitors from all over the place. Working at the museum is a great opportunity for high school age folks. It's a great opportunity for college folks home for the summer. It's a great opportunity for retirees that have a lot of historical knowledge. We really need that knowledge at the museum to share with our visitors. And it's a great job for people that just love history and want to preserve our Northwoods history. So I invite you to come work at the museum this summer. It's a good time.
Yes, well, thank you so much for coming in this morning, making the early morning trek to the studio, and we super appreciate it.
Well, it's great to come in, and thanks for having me. Jackie, Michael.
Yes, and coming up, we have What's